Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Hit the bell, subscribe. We have new content coming out daily. Make sure you subscribe. God bless you guys. We have Paulina, who does a wonderful job in the House of Representatives, and I want to talk about Weiss and other things. Congresswoman Paulina, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. So happy to be back, Charlie.
All right, so give us the latest on Weiss. It's a little bit hard to track all of this. And by the way, you're about to have a baby, so thank you for congratulations, best thing in the world, for making time for us here. So, and you're making waves on oversight. So give us the latest. What's going on with Weiss? Give us the update.
There's a very biased investigation here, and it's not even in an effort to find corruption, right? We know Weiss is corrupt. He basically has been working to give Hunter Biden sweetheart plea deals, and in addition to that, many of my colleagues, to include other members, okay, these are private conversations that might not necessarily fully back Trump for 2024, have agreed that what is happening out of the DOJ and the DOD is completely just not okay. So there's going to be a massive appropriations fight. And frankly, if people think that we are going to go, to push a CR and move forward with accepting this budget that's going to be funding this stuff, they have something else coming. So that's why you saw that statement come out from the Freedom Caucus earlier today. And you are going to see, I think, on the back end, a fight, especially to defund everything that he's doing.
So is there going to be a willingness on your say, more moderate Republican colleagues to go along with that, you think?
I think at this point, a lot of what I hear on the back end is they're worried about taking those hard votes. But with what we're seeing with the American people, right, you're just your average Republican voter. And even independents and Democrats, they don't have faith in the justice system. So I don't think that it's going to be hard for them to decide, especially being that, look, we have at least 20 members in the Freedom Caucus that will not be going along with this. And ultimately, at the end of the day, people say, oh, well, government shutdown, this, that, and the other. Look, we have a lot of problems right now in Washington, and we can't just continue down this path of doing the same thing over and over again. So I hope that they make the right decision. But if they think that we're just going to be rolling over and they're going to get a CR, they have something else coming.
Yeah. So what is that? I mean, do you think that there is a willingness to shut down the government? By the way, it's not even a government shutdown, just so we're clear, right? It's non-essential workers who should not be employed as it is because they're non-essential who go home. We should not fund this garbage and I think this is the line. I mean, Democrats, they're cool with it. They love the mallification of America, but this is the line. We're talking about depriving the funding of this Stalinization of America. I can't imagine that. Well, I can't imagine. It's just the arguments there. I don't want a tough vote. Why do you have majorities if you're not willing to make tough votes?
Correct. And I think that appetite and that willingness is there. And let me tell you, Charlie, I mean, you saw how effective 20 people can be when you really lock arms together and you have the support of the American people. And we're going to do it. There's no way that we'll continue down this path forward. And again, going back to exactly what you said, a lot of people, when the government shut down, they're not even going to know the difference. You're still going to get your Social Security payments. You're still going to get other things that you typically would get. But again, non-essential workers, I mean, the fact is that Congress should be discussing these things. And if we continue doing this over and over again, it's just a cycle of insanity. People want results. Ultimately, in my opinion, this last budget that went through was a total disaster. And so we have to do what we can to claw back what is left. Otherwise, again, you will see this continuous weaponization of the federal government. And we should be doing our jobs. We have the power of the purse and we need to use it.
I totally agree. And the dynamics of kind of just the Republican weakness in D.C. is so frustrating in so many different ways. So we see here the Weiss issue. From the oversight, though, are we going to see hearings where we can actually hear in the own words what the Department of Justice is doing here? I have a personal theory that Merrick Garland is far more craven than I think people realize. I think that Merrick Garland is the actual directed energy weapon of the Marxist left. I think we should be most worried about Merrick Garland. Is there any chance of impeaching him or Joe Biden? I would actually prefer an impeachment of Merrick Garland.
Based on what I'm seeing and just being 100% transparent, I think that even when we do call up the impeachment inquiry for Biden, it's not going to pass in the Senate. However, I don't think that we'll be able to see all of the facts and conduct a serious investigation until we start that impeachment inquiry. So I'm hoping that this fall, one of the members that has filed that privilege motion will call it up. But in regards to Merrick Garland, I mean, I could not agree with you more. I am at the point now where I think we're all looking to see, okay, who's going to be the first one to essentially pull that, right? I don't want to say pull the trigger because I'm not advocating for violence, but figure of speech. We are at a point where I have seen the evidence. I have talked to many of, obviously, people coming in to testify. And when you are seeing the president of the United States, basically within 24 hours of anything damning coming out about him, about Joe Biden, you see another indictment against Trump. And then we find out that Biden is using essentially fake names to talk to Hunter Biden's business associates. I mean, there's no way that this is not a compromised position and that there's not public corruption here. But again, I am so sick and tired, Charlie, of hearing even some of our GOP senators saying that they don't want to get involved in a, tit for tat, retribution politics. And that's what they're looking at this impeachment ad. That's weak.